We then proceeded at that point into our simulated countdown.
Lunchtime, kids! All right!
Yum, 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 yum.
Hello, friends. It's lunchtime.
My goodness. Oh, well, just going to stop.
A hard stop on the music.
Welcome to the lunch break, folks. This is exactly what you should have expected from this. What a long intro.
So Matt and I were talking about that intro. So that was an intro that we created, 2 years ago now?
No, I think it was, I was looking back at the dates, and we came into this space in January 2018. And we started the lunch break not long after that, like a few months after that.
So that's a 3-year-old intro.
Yeah, at least.
And back then, we didn't know if the internet was going to connect, if we were going to have a stream. YouTube took 30 minutes to connect, so we had to make a really long introduction.
Yeah.
So hearing it now again for the first time after a while, it does seem...
Now that we have most of those problems solved.
It does seem rather long.
A little
on
ridiculous.
The intro.
Welcome to the lunch break. I'm Matt. I've got Josh here. We got Sarah, Ashley. We got Wyman in the booth running the controls. I don't think he's got a camera on him, but
I do not.
Say hello, Mark.
It's for the best.
Hello.
Yeah, it's probably
definitely for the best.
Yeah, and so we're here because the rumor has it there might be some changes in this space, and so it is highly likely that we may not get to see this space. Now, not saying we might not get to do a lunch break again, but we may not get to see this space the way it is currently situated. And I just wanted to, spend a little time in here one more time before, if anything were to change, and talk a little bit about this being like the first custom-built studio we made for RNCN. Because prior to moving down here, we were literally in just an office.
Yep.
And you remember that office, right?
Yeah.
And if you go back far enough on our YouTube page, you'll see video of, you have to go way far back, like an archaeological dig. You'll see a video of that office where we were jammed around a little table. There was a mixing board on one side and the computer that was running the cameras on the other side. And then anybody else that had to be on the show had to sit around a table that it was maybe half the size of this one. And it was not this. Big.
This was glorious. I remember it was basically picture a large cubicle, but a cubicle.
Yeah.
And fit 5 people in there. And that's essentially what you had.
It was cramped with 2 people.
Yeah.
Like the desk that was in there was like a desk that fit along the wall where you could sit 2 people, and then like a little I don't know what you would call it, but a little extrusion where you could sit maybe one other person.
Yeah.
And we would jam like 7 people in there to do an episode. You can imagine how bad it sounded.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then when we built this studio, the one that we just showed a picture of, when we built this one, I remember us going, this is the only studio we're ever going to need. We're going to have one studio. We had 3 producers and like 5 shows.
Yeah.
We were like, man, we'll only ever need this much space. And then we quickly outgrew this space and then quickly outgrew that space. And now we have 9 studios, 6 studios.
No, I can't even keep
somewhere in the
counting
ballpark,
anymore.
8 studios.
8.
A lot.
Yeah.
9.
So,
I remember it being like absurd to think we were going to have 2 because the initial setup, and I still believe in this concept because I think we've done it. We've actually done it upstairs effectively, but we were going to have this studio, which was a little bit bigger, and then we were going to have the studio, which is, you can't see it, but like on the other side of the control room, there's another room back there, which was going to be a smaller, like, I don't know if you've ever seen like, I don't know, Pod Save America or something like that, a very small like cocktail table type studio, a little bit what you might find in our farmhouse studio now. upstairs, and we were going to have one control room that could control both, and you could either go back and forth or have two shows going on simultaneously. And like, I remember just sketching that out and being like, I think this is going to work, but I never planned a space before. Like, we were looking at a big empty floor plan, and they were like, okay, put the walls in. How many outlets do you want? I was like, I don't know. As many as I can fit. I have no idea.
Matt, why don't you have all the answers?
I don't. I didn't have the answers back then. I still don't now. Yeah. It was I don't know, but it was really cool to be able to build this, and I think we've got some footage here of this is a second shot, one of our podcasts, which is still with us, and this was one of the earliest pieces of footage I could see before we had any of this stuff in here, like hardly anything in here. Let's pull that up, Wyman, if you don't mind, if we've got it.
Maybe
Tease it.
Take your time.
One day.
This is Second Shot with your host, Heath Oakes.
We are sitting in the beautiful new studio at RNCN. This place is legit. It's like on the first floor, big windows overlooking everything, and people just randomly, right, Zach, today walking in, like, what's going on here? Just because it looks really cool. Y'all have had several today, right?
It's surprising, the walk-in traffic. I know it's something people have mentioned because we're right by like Starbucks and this entrance, which is great.
And it's all glass windows, so you see through.
we not only will you spot people as we do this show,
So we were using webcams. We were using so the person sitting there on the end of the table
Right
is
producer?
swapping the cameras.
Yeah.
I'm in the control room running the audio board because that doesn't fit in here, so they weren't connected at that point.
No way.
Actually, I think I was feeding audio into that PC that was in here.
Yep.
And marrying them in OBS.
So every show required two people. I think Ashley and Macias know a lot about that. And how that works.
I mean, we might know a thing or two about
We work
that.
well together.
Yes, we do. We're a pair.
But yeah, so no, that's again a long way. And now all of our studios have these back-colored lights that can change, and the sound paneling and sound dampening and all of that stuff. Again, it was all things that we just kind of learned on the fly by trial and error. And hey, that broke or that sucked or
I mean, I'm not an interior designer of any sorts, obviously, and so it's like I have no idea what I want out of us. When I thought the colored lights were like the most magical thing I've ever seen in my life, I was like, wow, we can make this room look however we want it to look.
Yeah.
Like we can, or the screen behind us here, which used to be 4 screens connected together,
you can
which created a little bit of a crosshair
if
effect.
you had someone's face, your face would be in the crosshair of the shot.
That's a good look, though.
Yeah, it wasn't a solid performance.
Definitely tried to not put any pictures of presidents up there.
yeah.
Make it look a little weird, but. Yeah, so I wanted to, Josh, while we have you, I wanted to go back over some of the old stuff that we do on the lunch break, and then we'll move on to possibly a new era with our two co-hosts here. But before we do that, we've got, so there's a few things that used to be staples of the lunch break. One of them was the break videos that we used to do, which we'll get to in a moment. And the other one was just ludicrous conversation. So let's pull up the one, not the promo, but let's pull up the other one. This is a nice little throwback here.
This is the break?
Not the break. No, this is the, I believe it is titled.
It's not Long Man, is it?
No, it is not.
Okay,
Long
good.
Long. That's
good.
one that almost got us kicked off the air.
Yeah.
We won't do that. No, not the break, but the just the short video clip that I sent you. It's about 40 seconds long. Let's see.
40 seconds. Give me 1 second.
We'll find it.
Yeah. It'll take us 60 seconds to actually grab it.
Yeah,
but
this is actually a good throwback to what the lunch break used to be like. It was like, can you find this? Can you maybe find this thing? It's like, oh my gosh, I got to shut down the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have it in there, you can run the promo. If not.
I might run the promo for now. And
okay, run the promo.
We'll get to it.
He always had he was one of these people that always had just people over. People were just always at that house for whatever reason. They were in a band, kind of you could hear them playing in a band. So they were always kind of doing that, and they were just people squatting, just hanging out.
Just random cars
just
parked outside the house.
Exactly. Just at all times of the day.
Yeah.
There was you never knew who actually lived there.
Was this guy running a small business out of his house? Because that's.
Well, I think he might have been.
That's what I'm thinking.
He might have been an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Herbal supplements is what he was doing.
Just a theory.
A small businessman. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But they would at 2 a.m. they would get out there and have Fight Club, which is basically they're out there with their shirts off, punching each other.
Oh, great.
For fun.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
And so you just hear, and the guy's yelling and this stuff going on in the middle of the night. And you're like, what is that? And it's just like a scuffle going on. And they're not mad at each other. They're not out there, hashing out disagreements. Sure. They're out there just, bare knuckle boxing each other. And multiple times we're like, yeah, Wolfgang's doing the Fight Club again.
Fight night. Did I miss his name is Wolfgang?
Wolfgang, absolutely.
That is awesome. This guy, I know, annoying for you.
Yeah, sure.
A hero to me.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So that was one of the little promos that we made.
I found the other one as well, so we can play that one later.
Yeah.
Oh, you found the other one?
So
okay. Well, we'll roll that in just a second. But a little update on that, folks. Wolfgang has moved out and his house has been torn down. So.
No! How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? I was okay with it because there was a big empty lot across from our house for a long time, but now they're starting construction on a new home, so now it's just going to be like saws and bulldozers and all that stuff.
Trash everywhere.
Yeah, just
so
trash
you'd rather
everywhere.
have Wolfgang?
I think I would rather have Wolfgang. Wolfgang brought a sense of chaos to the neighborhood that didn't exist.
There's no chaos there now?
You
No,
were
there's
never
really
the
not.
worst one on the block when Wolfgang was there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you were the normal one, no matter what. Wolfgang was like pushing the curve in one direction. It's like, well, at least you're not that. At least you're not outside fighting each other or the cops being called.
Did anyone ever get really, really hurt?
I don't know that anyone ever got really hurt. I know people, the people that he would have over there would just walk into people's yards. Like our neighbor found one of their guys in his backyard one night.
Oh, wow.
Just wandering, like he wasn't doing anything. He was just out, like, I don't know what they'd been doing over there, but like he was just out wandering around.
The herbal supplements.
Yeah, the herbal supplements. Wandering around the backyard. So that was that was a treat to have him. Let's roll that other video real quick before Josh has to go.
So yeah, he went over and did a video, and we posed for a couple of photos, and then I told her I loved her and dropped to a knee and whipped it out.
Oh boy.
Bonus points. I'm so glad.
I was going to try to be mature, and then
it was all worth this moment.
I heard Matt.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Please go ahead.
So, I bonus points. The ring I got is as an associate, somebody here who was super cool and helped me out with it. They gave me a lighted ring box.
Yeah, that was some of the shenanigans that happened.
Yeah.
That got us in trouble more often than not.
Yeah. So I guess since you're about to need to bounce out of here, any thoughts about Studio A or any memories of the lauded Studio A?
No, I loved doing the lunch break show back in the day. Just like us sitting around, like that style of show. We'd bring in my laptop and have hot topics or bits that we would talk about or things we'd do.
Yeah, like that music from that Wolfgang thing. I think it was just on the soundboard. Like it would just fire off. Music or whatever, yeah.
And so I loved that. Was as close as I've ever felt to being back in radio.
Yeah.
And just having just those random chats and conversations and laughing at stupid stuff. And we didn't have a lot of fans. We had 19, I think, steady.
19 is still good.
Steady. One of them was my son, who was 3 at the time, or 2 at the time. So,
and I don't think we ever grew that. I think we just lost them over time.
Yeah, just advertising. Okay.
Slowly, one thing after another, we would turn them off for whatever reason.
But one of the things that I liked about it was just you're able to sit and talk about things. Normally, you would sit and talk around about in the lunchroom. I do have a hot topic that I read today earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That we could bring and get everyone's thoughts and opinions on.
Yes, let's hear it.
Sure.
So I'm off every social media platform except one, which is LinkedIn. And really, I'm only there because I post every once in a while. But I opened it up and I saw a woman say, "This makes my blood boil."
Oh my goodness.
You got me. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Let's get into this. And it was she said, this is the start to sexism and women shaming that's going on in America. So again, you have my attention. Let me read the article.
Very curious. I want to learn more.
It goes to a school in Florida, which Ashley,
Florida.
A school in Florida that their senior yearbooks came out, and girls that were wearing inappropriate clothes, they photoshopped it.
What do you mean they photoshopped it?
So the one they had as the blatant example was a girl that had on and it wasn't an extremely low cut, but it showed cleavage. Mm-hmm. It was a U cut shirt.
She's popular.
Yeah. And so they just put basically a a black bar to match her shirt color to make her shirt look like it was like basically a rectangle cut and not a circle cut. But it just didn't show off any. It wasn't like a turtleneck.
Right.
It just didn't show any cleavage. And they're outraged. But the school and the yearbook company are both like, hey, here are our guidelines for dress code. You knew about them ahead of time. You chose not to follow the rules. So that's what we did. Is that outrage? Is that the problem with America? Or is that just one person online finding a really, to me, dumb reason to be pissed off?
I mean, I would just not include the photo.
Yeah.
Well, you can't take her out of like she didn't exist.
Well, no, but just don't put that specific photo in the yearbook. Be like,
no, it was her like senior picture.
It's
like as you're going through and finding all the names to find the person, like she was there.
I see. I thought it was just another picture that was in the yearbook.
Like a club photo.
A club photo.
Her in the low-cut shirt.
Yeah.
So
club. Theater people.
Do they let the seniors wear whatever? Like I know when I was a senior, we had to do the whole feather thing or whatever. Like
well,
feather,
it was
like a bow.
Feather.
So what we did my senior year was.
Let's get back to that.
My senior year, you had your own photo in like with all of the seniors, and then if you were in like honor roll, then you were wearing something else that was like more of a cap and gown type situation, but that was when you were a senior.
So all the other students, I think they have a dress code. It may not be as strictly as enforced, but when you're going through and examining all the photos, it's much easier to go, hey, that breaks violation, that breaks. So I think overall there was like 14 or 15 students that had their clothes altered to match.
All females?
Yes.
Okay.
So then is that something where you say, okay, we're going to alter it, or you come in and reshoot because it doesn't meet dress code?
I think he's altered because imagine getting 13 kids to show back up or something. That's never going to happen.
I would, I mean, I think to that point, I would have liked to have seen them handle it maybe the day of. Like, because if somebody walks in to get a picture taken, you know whether or not it should.
But senior pictures.
Imagine you get hired to go shoot photography.
Yeah.
you're going to tell some 16-year-old girl, hey, I can see your cleavage.
Well, I feel like
I'm not
I feel like then there needs to be like a school
An
official,
admin?
official there, be like, hey, that's probably not gonna do well. Hello, random people.
Yeah.
And that's probably not gonna pass our dress code. And these are the steps that we would need to take. You know, like if you take this picture, we're gonna have to Photoshop you, or here's a shirt or something.
Yeah, because I
that-
know when kids
Here's a
get
feather
dress
boa.
code at school, they go to the office and they normally have something else that they can change into,
Yeah.
so they
Here's
could
a
have done the
jacket or
same
something you put
thing.
on.
Yeah.
A giant school shirt.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
it's a 3XL.
Yeah. Fit
Here's a
everybody.
dress you can wear.
I would have liked to have seen it handled that way. I think probably, or at least give them the option. Now, who knows? I don't know.
For me, I was like, I roll my eyes. That and another side topic that I would love to talk to you about. But like, I roll my eyes at like that kind of stuff. Like, this is what's wrong with America. Like, that's not what's wrong with America.
No, yeah.
No, I don't
There's
think.
way bigger fish to fry.
And
Yeah.
I think just by the nature of a dress code that probably females are going to be more impacted by that, because the shot is always going to be like from the senior or the school picture shot is always going to be here. So like guys, unless they're wearing like some sort of offensive shirt,
Like, fine.
That's not gonna. You're not gonna get hit for that. But if part of the dress code is you don't wear anything low cut, then that's. It's only gonna be females that get hit by that.
And the newspaper article did say.
Please, Matt. Keep
Hello.
it
Did say that there were pictures of men in a Speedo.
What?
But it was men of the swim team. Yeah, it's like
well, I
during
mean,
the swim team. That's their uniform. Like, don't say like. So we took a picture, like like into the Speedo. That wasn't doing the Captain Morgan pose. Like,
put that in there. And
yeah. So and that to me goes back to like I love how people go online and go, this is what's wrong with America, and like there's a lot of things that are wrong with everything. I hate when people are like fire starters about dumb stuff.
Yeah. Throwing tantrums.
Yeah, and I think the nature of the online discourse is like when one person says it, it feels like they represent a lot more people than what they may actually represent. You know, like
I'm always so like I always want to respond, and there have been times I've actually typed out my response and been like, Yeah, okay. I would have shown you and then delete everything off. Why? Why respond back to some random woman I don't know in Florida who's mad about this? She's not gonna go, oh, what a thoughtful response.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I am less angered now. Yeah. And it is. It's fair for everyone, and we're all fine. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So
no.
Especially with people in Florida. I mean, there's stuff going on there all the time.
Yeah. Are you saying there are bigger fish to fry in Florida than maybe?
Yes.
No pun intended.
They've got a lot of fish to fry.
All right, Josh, you got to take off?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So on that note, let's go to another one of our lunch break staples, which is the breaks. Again, this is one of the reasons why I really like this show is because I hadn't even used Premiere prior to doing the lunch break, and I was like, well, I need to make all these stupid videos that we want to run. I got to figure out how to make these stupid videos, and I learned how to do key movements and overlays and text and all and transitions and everything from just making dumb videos for the lunch break. So for that, I thank it. So I appreciate you coming on. Let's go to a break, and we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show with a few other topics that we've got with our two lovely co-hosts here when we come back.
Crazy Bruce's Liquors, we've got the bargains for you. Woo, woo, woo. Crazy Bruce's Liquors, selection and quality too. Woo, woo, woo. Come down and see us, you'll think we're too good to be true. Woo, woo, woo. Zinfandel and Cabernet, Red Merlot and Chardonnay, Crazy Bruce's Liquor Store. Woo, woo. Everybody loves a discount. Come see Crazy. He's got the greatest bargains. Yes, my friends, that's how we feel about his deal.
Hey, fellas, can you cut my hair as low as my prices?
Crazy Bruce's White House Liquors in West Hartford and Bristol. He is crazy.
Da 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 da.
All right, welcome back to the lunch break. Josh has left us. I'm left here with Sarah and Ashley and Wime.
Yes.
And
Everybody.
And we'll move on to just some topics here. I've got a few. I've got one lightning round of questions that we're going to run through here in just a little bit.
Ooh, Macias loves lightning round questions.
I do.
She does. I think I've got some good ones. So we'll hang on to that for a second. But first, let's talk about. We've got Ashley here with us, has a big life-changing event coming up.
Oh, that's right.
Soon.
My gosh, I'm never going to be the same.
Which is camping.
Yes.
Now you have never gone camping at all, right?
Never. So I mean, I've been in a tent. In my friend's backyard, and that was what we considered camping. We still came inside to go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff.
You weren't roughing it.
No, I wasn't far away from civilization and, all of that kind of stuff. So this weekend, I'm going to be going out, setting up, pitching my own tent, learning the ropes. Got to have a lantern. There's some things that you need to be able to live off the land and take care of yourself. So I'm going to start there. My cousins are going to be there, so it's going to be a little intro into camping, and then eventually I want to camp by myself.
Yeah, now initially you said your first outing was going to be all alone, no help, no safety net whatsoever. You're just going to go out.
I want to go big or go home.
Go missing in the woods.
Well, I mean, I'm approaching, I hate to even say it, 30. And I just,
It's awful.
I know, things are changing.
You camp far less after 30, I will say that. I haven't been camping, I don't even know how long, so.
Well, that's not true for Ashley.
She'll
be camping far more.
Yes.
She's starting right now.
All the camping.
Starting a new thing.
All the camping. But I just wanted to try new things and prove to myself, that I could do something by myself and I didn't need anybody's help. And there were a couple people in the beginning, they were like, oh my gosh, you're going to go camping by yourself? You can't do that. And I'm like, this is exactly why I want to do it, because you think I can't. And I know I can. We were actually just talking to a friend last night, and she was like, no, you cannot go camping by yourself. I'll go with you. And I'm like, that defeats the purpose. Like, I love you. We can go camping separately.
Yeah.
But I want to do it myself as well. Like, I want to be the one to make sure that I have everything and, all of that kind of stuff.
I'm really shocked that people have such strong opinions about this.
People
honestly.
are so, I don't know whether it's just me as a person and my personality and people don't trust that I can take care of myself, but there have been people who are like, no, not a good idea.
Macias, are you a camping person? You don't strike me as a Outdoors, wanting to camp.
Excuse me, I live outside. I'm just kidding.
There's a difference between wanting to be outside and wanting to live outside.
I've been camping once, and it was
a
in my
family
early
thing?
20s. No, it was with friends. So we were in a tent, and it was just for one night. We went out to Possum Kingdom, actually.
Okay.
So it
Lovely
was fun.
place
It's a good place to camp. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were restrooms and like showers, like walking distance. So that was good. But yeah, I mean, that was my only experience. Other than that, I didn't necessarily like grow up camping.
Sure.
Or I really haven't like done that. But I mean, I would like to. I don't know if I'll do it by myself, but I would like to like try it out and go
We
with
can
some
all go as
friends.
a group.
Yeah, like glamping sounds more fun to me.
Like a cabin
than like
kind
a
of
whole
thing?
tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll do both, but glamping's probably a little more my style.
So, thinking back to that one and only camping experience, is there any piece of advice that you would pass on to Ashley? Like, what was the thing that you were like, I wish I'd known this going in?
Well, that's I don't know if I really have much advice because I was young. We were like 21. So I mean, when you're young, energetic, and you don't,
you're probably just drinking a lot, right?
Drinking a lot. Yeah. There's no fear. There's no like.
I have
you just
no
go
fear.
with the flow. Like you're not really overthinking anything at that age. So there's really not. And I was with a bunch of friends, and I felt safe around them. So I can't really think of anything that stood out where I was like, man, I wish I knew.
So her advice is don't go alone. Go with a bunch of friends.
Well, and
another doubter at the table.
Everybody has said that, and I'm like, okay, you can say that. And in my old life, I would have been like, oh, well, so many people are telling me not to, so I'm not going to do it. But now I'm like, it's something I want to do, so I'm going to do it.
Maybe take bug spray.
Bug spray's a good. Yeah.
That is, I'm very sweet, so they do like me. Yes,
yes. I can be like that too.
Why you go camping a lot, right? Like, or you are a more experienced camper than maybe Macias is.
Yeah, I've gone camping more than Macias has. What advice would I give you though?
Here's what I'll say. I'll let you think about yours. Here's what I'll say. Be prepared to just be sticky the entire time. Like that is the main thing I remember from going camping is just like I am constantly feeling like I am sticky, oily.
When did you go? Like what time of year? Because I was gonna go at the end of this month, but then some people were like, "Wow, that's gonna be way too hot. Don't do it. Wait until the fall."
A lot of times it was in the summer. You know, I've never gone when it's like freezing temperatures. You know,
I don't want
think
to
the
go
coldest
in
I've ever gone
freezing
is maybe it would drop into like the 50s or something like that at night. You know, maybe late or early fall is probably the latest I've gone camping, and I can't even speak as someone who has gone a lot. It was a lot in my younger days. Back before I was falling apart as a human being, but
wow,
we're all falling apart, Matt. It's okay.
We're all going through
I'm doing great.
A lot of scout camping. We had a lot of land, and so I would like go out to the back of the property, and so it wasn't a situation where it was like I can get out and walk into the house. It was like I'd have to walk
far enough
for like
away,
20 minutes to get back to the house. So it was more or less remote. So yeah, things like that. It was just I always felt dirty. And so if you're not ready to deal with that, like that, or just bring things like, I would say bring face wipes at least, like those little cleaning face wipes, and just so you don't always feel like I'm
Wime
just
will
covered
have to
in
add
oil.
that to that Google checklist.
That's true.
Wait, Wime was so kind and made me a checklist of all the things that I will need, and then I added, things on there like a wine glass. You got to bring all wine.
The essentials.
Have drinks to stay hydrated. You need water, and then other things. A book to.
And I saw that list too, and I was like, man, why has it really planned out? And I was like, if I ever decide to go camping alone, I was like, you're gonna have to forward me that list,
a little
or
cheat
even
sheet.
camping period.
Yeah.
Just so
Unless
you
I'm
have
going
like
with somebody who's like super experienced, but
yeah. So it'll be nice. We'll see what other people have to say too about what advice or what you should bring, what you think you should bring, or something that people
Ashley?
forget.
Yeah.
Anyone in specific?
Our viewers.
Yes.
our adoring fans.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
come on, Wime. They want to help me out. They don't want to see me fail. They don't want me to be to be my first and last lunch show.
No.
The internet is very chaotic.
Yeah. Wime, any last quick tips for Ashley before she goes out?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Don't plan out your whole day. Like, kind of go with the flow.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think
take
that's
some time for a hike and whatnot, and just
Yeah.
don't have a hard in, hard out kind of stopping point.
And that's the whole point of it too, is to kind of get away from everyday life of, being on your phone and planning your day by the hour, by the minute. I have to be here, and there. It's just to kind of go out there and be like, okay, I'm here. Yeah.
Self-reflect.
I have time.
Yeah.
You can journal.
Well, Macias,
You don't want to do any journaling out in nature?
I'll journal in my
Henry
head.
Thoreau?
There you go.
I'll journal in my head. Well, we'll see.
Ashley's on Walden Pond.
I might bring some stuff to journal, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. A lot of people. I guess it wasn't a big thing in Florida because none of my friends from back home. I mean, we went to camps or did certain things like that, but we never went like camping.
Yeah.
And so everyone that I talked to here has been or loves it and is encouraging me. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I guess, it's probably not fair to say because there's plenty of outdoors in Florida, but it seems like the outdoors here might be a little bit more inviting than like what you might find in the central part of Florida or something like that. Like, I don't know if I want to go camping in the Everglades or anything.
No, and I think too, there's a lot of state parks and stuff here. I don't know. It's just more people do it, so
we're friendly. Camping friendly.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear back from your a little.
Thank you. I will document it all, and we will make sure to talk about it.
Are you going to shoot some video? Like you have to.
Well, of course, it's my first time camping. Why wouldn't I document it?
I'm sure I'm going to see it all over Instagram.
On the gram.
On the gram.
Of course. All right.
After.
And on the TikTok.
Let's move on to our lightning round questions. I've got 5 here.
Ooh.
I just want quick responses.
Okay.
Think about it, but like also give me your honest response.
Okay.
We're start off with an easy one. Well, maybe this was an easy one. I don't know.
You want both of us to answer?
Yes, I want everybody to answer. One, if you want to answer. What is your favorite word?
I don't know why the first thing that came to my mind was asphalt, but that's not my favorite word.
There it is. Asphalt.
It is not my favorite word, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
That's a good word to say, though. Asphalt. I like the way that sounds.
Right?
Asphalt.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I like the word amazing.
Amazing.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It's a good word to describe you.
Oh, Ashley, look at this.
I'm not lying. It's true.
Wine's like over here vomiting. No, amazing is a good word.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I like it. Wine, do you have a favorite word?
Well, I have 2.
Oh. Wow. He only asked for one, but go ahead.
Overachiever.
Overachiever. I like either a lot. The word either instead of either. Just
I was going to ask.
Saying it like either.
Just saying either.
Yeah.
Just is pleasing to my mental state.
Okay.
But also moist.
Oh,
moist
my
is such a good word.
He did that on purpose.
I feel like there was a question that was what's your least favorite word, and I think moist would probably come up for most people.
Yeah, I would
most
agree.
people are wrong.
Least favorite word. I'm trying to think of what mine might be.
Yeah, what is your favorite word,
I
Matt?
feel like it's got to be something that's like I don't, again, like much like asphalt, the first word that came to the first word that came to my mind was like something like scrumptious, like something that just makes you feel
scrumptious
like,
is a good word.
Yeah.
it feels good to say, right? And it makes you think of like delicious food or something like that.
Scrumptious.
It does.
If I say something is scrumptious, like you know exactly what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? Like you like that is a very clear definite. It's not like, oh, that's pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not pretty good, right, Wime?
It's pretty
Scrumptious.
good.
No, pretty.
Scrumptious.
We have this conversation a lot. I'll ask Wime a question about like camera shots or something, and he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty good." I'm like, "Pretty good?" Then that means it's not good enough.
I need perfection.
Yeah.
I think there's no difference.
Yeah,
So there is a difference.
There's a clear. I have this problem at home. I use the word fine a lot.
Oh,
As in, I am perfectly okay with this thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, hey, where do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to go here to dinner? Yeah, that's fine. I say that,
You do say
meaning,
that.
yes, that's good to me.
Yeah. That sounds
The other
great.
person hears that as you are clearly not okay with this. Like
It's like it's
couldn't
just
be
like
more
a-
opposite interpretation of that word.
Yeah, because it's just like a base level, like you're just dealing with it. Like, I mean, I guess that'll work. If we don't have any other options, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit through
But
a dinner here.
wonder
I
if
can
this
find
is like
something to eat, but
like, why do you feel that way about the word fine? Do you feel the way I do about the word fine?
that it's fine.
Despite the gender thing.
I get it because I know you, Matt, and I understand you, and you don't. You're the
What does
type of
that mean?
person that doesn't use exclamation points and stuff.
I don't use
So I
exclamation
get it.
points, no, you're
I
right.
get what you mean. So
I delete exclamation points when I
hearing it,
try to use them.
Hearing
whereas
that from
we
you,
add them in.
yeah, we're like extra about it.
I know. I'll get texts from y'all, and there'll be like 3 exclamation points. I'm like, was that necessary? Like,
yes, it was 100% necessary. And
are you really that excited to say yes?
Yeah, just so you know, we probably had 7 exclamation points and whittled it down to 3.
Yourself.
Yes.
See, but I use exclamation points as well. But I would also say, yeah, that's fine. That's pretty good.
Now, if you say, yeah, that's fine with an exclamation point,
yeah, that's fine.
Rather than, yeah, that's fine, period. Not good.
Okay.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like we're
Next
learning
question.
so much.
Keep that in mind. Next question is, and this was on a list, but I included it because I like it. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
No.
Wow, so quick.
I'm not so quick.
That's because you spent some time outdoors.
Yeah, I think
these two. You're gonna be, Ashley, you're about to believe in Bigfoot.
I'm gonna see Bigfoot and I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm a believer now.
No.
I think it's not so easy. I think he must exist in some format.
I think, and here's look, I could go on for hours about this. I'm not going to. I think when you combine the fact that there is a lot more wilderness out there than people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm telling you, you drive an hour east into Texas and you can see 30 feet off the road and that's it. And then you're in the pine trees.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more wilderness out there than what we expect, and that we're finding new animals all the time. Like there are animals that are hidden from us all the time. I think
that are asleep.
Now, do I think he's like some sort of magical creature? No, I don't necessarily think that.
Yeah, exactly.
But could there be some sort of unidentified creature out there that would fit the bill?
Then why don't you call him like an unidentified creature instead of Bigfoot?
Well, they do. Like there is again, I'm not going to go on for now. But I will just say this. There is a group out there that is dedicated to the scientific research of what you would call Bigfoot, and they call it a wood ape.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
As in there is an ape species that lives in the woods.
I'm going to have to Google this later.
No, the wood ape. The North American wood ape.
Interesting.
All right. What is your favorite book?
Oh, my God.
Any big readers in here?
I like to read.
I like to read, yeah.
No. Fiction, nonfiction, doesn't matter. Whichever one is.
Hold on. There's one.
I'm more of a fiction person. I read a lot of good books growing up. I know the Harry Potter series probably seems like an easy, one to go to, but those are always good. You can go back to those and read those easily. I liked in like middle school the series of Unfortunate Events, and then they made it into a Netflix series.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. I don't know of anything recently. I always try to read, but then get distracted by social media and stuff.
I like self-help books.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Who Moved My Cheese? Have you read that one?
No.
Is that an actual one?
That is an older one.
Wow.
It is.
Macias does the one
that was
about
around when I was in
all of our
college.
personalities.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I did read a book about our personalities, love languages.
Wow.
I don't read enough of those like motivational self-help types things. I feel like I probably ought to.
Yeah, I've read some like biographies about artists like Selena and her life story, Joel Osteen and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what I like. I'm not every now and then I'll get in the mood for something that's like fiction, and maybe Nicholas Sparks is who my go-to because I like his writing.
Okay.
Nicholas Sparks is really good.
A romantic at heart.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, I've read a couple of his books and I enjoy his writing and his books, and they're interesting to me. So
the last song was a good one by him.
Oh, which one?
The last song that was it was made into a movie with Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. That book literally made me cry reading it.
I'm gonna have to read it.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it. Otherwise, I'll give it to you. I
read the novelization of All Dogs Go to Heaven when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good movie.
Yeah.
And so they had a book version of it, and like I literally I don't have the book anymore, but I cry like at the end, like there were tear marks on the page. Like, I was little me was reading it and just like sobbing onto the book. It was so sad. Why? Do you have a favorite book?
So, kind of. I don't read often. To be honest,
I can't read.
I cannot read. I physically cannot. No, but I am into musicals and plays and theater.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You got a book recently from.
I did get a book called
Tap
Tap
Dancing
Through Life.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But
That's
that
your
is
new
not
favorite.
my new favorite book.
Oh, that's too bad.
yeah, Macias just decided to call them.
Just the newest book you have, not your favorite.
But there's a play musical called Ragtime that I really love.
Yeah,
it's a great story, and yeah.
Cool.
That's kind of my favorite book.
I also want to say, just before we wrap real fast, I forgot Jodi Picoult. I think that's how you pronounce her name. It's Picoult. She has really great books that are written from like different people's perspectives and storylines where you would not guess the ending. Those are really good too.
I like those.
I think there was one that's called The Change of Heart. Blew my mind when I was reading it. So good. Yeah.
Let's see. I'd say for me, I'm trying to think of how I would define it, but the book I've read most often is Dracula because of Stoker. I was interested in that, and I read it a ton growing up, and it actually is a very good book. But I'd say the one that's when I think of favorite, I think of like what affected me the most, and it was probably The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I don't know if any of y'all have ever read any of his stuff. He wrote a lot of westerns. The Road is set after some sort of unnamed apocalypse where like Earth has like kind of fallen apart, and it's just a guy and his kid like trying to make it to. I think they're just trying to make it to the shore because they think like there's maybe some way to get away there, and it is like the most. Like, don't read it if you're feeling depressed, because it is the most depressing thing I've ever read in my life.
I think I watched the movie version of it.
The movie captures some of it, but like the book is just...
When I was 12, I watched it. I was like, this is...
That's true.
It is
awful.
Yeah.
Awfully depressing, at least.
Yeah, it is incredible. Like, the amount of, like, just sadness in that book.
Yeah.
So I think that's, like, when I think of, like, what I read and I just like felt such an impact from it was probably that. Like all of its stuff is really great. No Country for Old Men and things like that. Those are all really good. But The Road, I would say, is probably my favorite.
The Road.
All right, we got a couple more, and then we have a little quiz just for Macias coming up. A little tease there for you.
I can't wait.
What?
If you had to absolutely kill it at a karaoke song, what would be your choice?
I want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. And it would come with dance moves too.
She said you get the whole package.
You had it ready to go. Have you done that? Have you done it?
I haven't done it karaoke, so I would either do Celine Dion or Whitney Houston, but I want to Dance with Somebody is like whenever that song comes on, it's just like,
Okay.
You know.
You know. If you know, you know.
My usually go-to is an NSYNC song.
Oh, an
yeah, so I like channel back
any
into
NSYNC
my,
song or just
any NSYNC song really. It's Gonna Be Me or Bye Bye Bye.
Bye.
Unique song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt?
Mine would probably be either My Way, Frank Sinatra. I think that'll always get people going. Or some sort of probably 80s or 90s country, like something from George Strait or Randy Travis or something like that. Is probably something that I would, because those are typically in my register,
right?
So like I can do those pretty well.
Trying to find those, yeah.
Lime?
Let's see. I've always enjoyed Wagon Wheel. That's a good one.
Always a good one.
And then there's I can't remember the title of it. Elvis's song, "Wise Men Say." That one.
Oh, Fool's Russian. I Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
I can't help falling in love.
That is a good one.
That
is
a
a
great
really good one.
That's one that was in my repertoire in high school. I did a singing telegram for Valentine's Day one year in high school where kids would pay me to deliver Valentines to their crushes, and I would have to go into class. I don't even know why I did this because I'm not this person. Like this is not what I do, but. For whatever reason, I felt like I could pull this off. I would deliver like candygrams basically and sing them a song in the middle of their class, and so we were raising money for something.
Okay.
Just a quick question: is that service still available?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm retired right now. We'd also do that, and I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Top Gun, but there's a scene in Top Gun where they sing the Righteous Brothers. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's a very popular Righteous Brothers song where they sing it to a woman in a bar, and I would do that in the lunchroom all the time. We had a whole bit together.
Wow. What a life.
You've lost that love and feeling. That was the song.
There it is.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. Was there going to be a follow-up over here?
No.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay.
All right. Last question here. If you had to do a profession other than this, and we'll just say if you had to do a profession, a lot of folks in here are media people. If you had to do a profession other than the media, what would you do?
Is this if we were talented in something else too?
What are you interested? What are you like? If it was like you can't work in any sort of media or PR related industry anymore, what would you?
But I'm
be
still
interested in?
myself.
You're still you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would be a therapist.
Okay.
I like the entertainment, so I don't know. Like maybe dancing or something. Not like hold up.
Define
not,
dancing.
Okay.
Not what you're probably thinking. I'm not
I wasn't
talking
thinking
about.
Are you thinking like Broadway dance
like a musical
or like a backup dancer for J-Lo?
Dancer. Yeah, there you go. Backup dancer.
Okay.
Something like that.
Let's see. What would I do? I mean, technically, stage management is still like a thing for me, but like I'm gonna consider that media.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw out a wild card. I'm gonna left turn. I think I wouldn't have a job. I'd probably be backpacking or living in a van.
How are you making money?
Traveling the country.
Just a nomad.
Yeah.
Just picking up jobs
here and there.
Yeah.
And
Just
just
itinerant.
van life.
Interesting.
I feel like that'd be great.
I would probably be probably something that makes money. If I had to guess.
Yeah, the other option is like programmer, where you make bad money.
Well, so yeah, like before I went into journalism, I was doing like network engineering. So like literally like running network cables and like figuring out how big businesses would be networked. Like I was training to do that, and I went to journalism instead. So I would probably have fallen back into something like that, which is a very, very good job.
Yeah. Sounds like it. If I had the talent, I would be Celine Dion.
Wow.
Okay. You would just be Celine Dion.
I know, you just transform.
I wish I could. Like if I had a good voice, I would want to be like a singer going on tour. You have a residence in Vegas. Like you can do all these fun things. I know it's not that easy and simple, but it's not always fun.
You don't want to sing Celine Dion at karaoke? That's not your first go-to?
No, you know what? I could. My Heart Will Go On, River Deep, Mountain High. I have a good dance to that one too.
Okay.
But Whitney Houston always seems to like get other people hyped up.
You got to think about the performative aspect of it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not always just about the song and what you like. You have to think about the other people. And, you know.
You don't want to
like
be
a
one of
true
those.
artist.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those downers that gets up there and sings like some sort of sappy love song and like, gets everybody down.
Yeah, I don't like when people do that. I'm like, really? Can you save that for the car?
Macias is like, please, can we move on?
Yeah, can we not?
Next.
Tired of this.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, thank you, folks, for the lightning round. I hope that was enjoyable.
Great.
I liked it. Those were good questions.
They were good questions, weren't they? Thank you. We've got one more little thing in store here.
We do.
So a while back, a few months ago, we had a little challenge that sprung up in the office, very organically, but it turns out that it was a very hotly contested issue of how many states could you name on a map.
Yeah.
I remember this. I remember getting a text, "We need you upstairs now." And I was like, oh my gosh, there's some kind of emergency. And they're like, fill in as many states as you know. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you only have 10 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I found there to be a surprising generation gap. I feel like a little bit in this, because I feel like when I was in school, and I'm not that much older than y'all, but I guess I'm old enough that when I was in school, like knowing the states and the state capitals and all this stuff was just like drilled into you for years. It felt like every social studies class I had, or whatever you called it, wherever you were, was like we talked about the states, the capitals. I mean, it was like all through middle school. Or not middle school, but maybe like 4th grade to 6th grade or something like that. It was all about the states.
Right.
Was that a thing? Like,
yeah, I mean, we did that as well. Like back in the day, I did know where every single one of them was and the capitals for each state. But I guess just over time, and I haven't really traveled a whole lot within the U.S., but I think over time, just not having to have that kind of knowledge, at the front of my brain, I just kind of like pushed it back a little bit, and it comes back to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this state, but
I think it was also like you needed that skill because you couldn't just look it up, right?
Right, and
like
now
you
you
had
can.
to know what a map looked like. You had to know what a map was. I remember when I first moved to Dallas, I had a Mapsco, which if folks don't know, it's like a map this big of a book of like every single street in Dallas. It only covers like Dallas or whatever city you're in. And if you wanted to find a street, you'd have to look up in an index and be like, okay, where is, I don't know, Henderson Street? And it would say it is on these pages. And you would flip to these pages and it would be like 3 blocks worth of just like the most detailed thing you could ever imagine. And that's how you found your way around when you got to a new city.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you never ever need that. But that was before I think I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
I don't even know how people got around, because now if I take a wrong turn, your phone reroutes you. And I'm like, what did people do before
you just got lost. I'll never forget coming to I grew up about an hour away from Dallas, so I didn't make it out here all that often. But I remember trying to find the Inwood Theater, which I could find in my sleep now, which is that way. But I remember there was a movie that I wanted to go see at the Inwood Theater in Dallas. It was only showing there because they showed a bunch of like weird movies. It was art house, and I printed it. We did have maps or MapQuest back then, so you could go on and print out directions, but you couldn't take it with you. So I printed out directions, drive all the way to Dallas, and when I think back now, I had to have been within a half a mile from where I think I remember where I was. I had to have been within a half a mile from where the Inwood Theater was. Could not find it. I drove around for 45 minutes looking for it, and I was just like, I guess I'm just going to go home. Like that was the only option left for me, was like, I can't find it. I don't know how to find it. Yeah. I can't look it up. I'm just going to go home. Because and we didn't get to go see the movie.
Dang, darn, that's a sad story.
It's a very sad story. I've held on to it for 20 years now.
I'm glad you let it out today. Are you going to be able to move past that now that you've opened up and shared that with your therapist? Yes.
Yeah, you're a very good therapist. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had the state quiz. Some people did good on it.
Matt. Derek.
Some people didn't.
Some of those people.
To be fair, I didn't have a whole 10 minutes.
What did you have? Who was?
I had about, I don't know, 7.
9.5 minutes.
7 before my clients came in.
I see.
Sure.
Well, I'm sorry, those 3 minutes. You're going to get those 3 minutes back here because we're about to hit you
with a few little states.
With a few little states. Yeah, we have some states now. We don't have the whole 50. We only have a very small subset.
Yep.
Okay.
But we're gonna show you some outlines of states.
Okay.
And we're gonna see. This is specifically for you, Macias.
Okay.
How many you can guess?
See if you can name them correctly.
All right.
So do we have the first one ready?
We do. So let's bring it up here.
Oh.
There we go. Hey.
Is that Florida? It's California.
That's California.
Matt is like, he's done. He's like, what? Macias, I really thought that California would be one of those like states that you look at and you go, I know what that is.
Hold on.
Is it because it's not connected to the other states?
It was a little confusing because it's not connected. It's kind of out there by itself.
That's fair.
Okay.
Sure.
You know, Florida kind of goes the opposite way, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's California. Next, please.
That's California.
I remember Texas didn't make it on here, right? We didn't.
No,
we didn't grab
that.
Yeah. So I remember when we were naming states that all right, we're gonna pick some that we think it was like Texas and California. Like, surely.
We'll know this.
Please send the next one.
All right, let's get the next one up.
Okay. Here we go, Macias.
What the heck? Hold on.
This is a challenging one.
Ashley felt that Macias could do this, though.
Okay.
Well, this one I threw in as like a
bit of a wild card.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, that's water in between, right?
Well,
it could be.
It's up north, if that helps.
Michigan?
Yeah.
There you go.
You got Michigan, but California was a.
Good job. Well, she got the mitt, right?
I like it. That's how I always remember it, and that's why,
Michigan.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Here's the next one. Yep.
Okay, now here we go.
Now that's Florida.
Excellent.
You were just there. You were literally just there.
Do you know where in that like top, middle, bottom where you were?
I want to say toward the bottom.
Yes, Miami is in South Florida.
Okay, good job. All right.
That's basically right down there at where the corner is. That's
where I was at.
Yeah, that's where you were.
Wow.
I know, it's incredible.
How was that, Macias? We didn't really talk about Miami, but how was?
It was fine. Miami's all right. I'm not a huge Florida visitor person.
Did you go to South Beach?
I did, but it wasn't all that impressive.
Did you see some tanned up guys out there?
Not really. We went in the dark. We went out.
You went in the dark? What?
What time did you go to the beach?
What are you talking about?
Like 3 a.m.
Well, I mean, we didn't go to the beach
sunset?
at 3 a.m. We went to South Beach, like the strip where you can go to clubs.
Oh, like all the clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
The actual beach.
That makes more sense. I was like, what in tarnation? Why are you going to the beach in the dark?
The best time.
Oh, God.
Nobody's there for some reason.
Oh, man.
All right.
And then
Final
we have
one.
one more here.
One more.
All right, here we go.
What?
What is this state?
Alaska. Alaska.
Are you sure about that?
Is that your final answer?
For like a millisecond, I was like, they're gonna put Hawaii, and then I saw it. I was like, Alaska.
We did have an argument about whether we should put Hawaii. Alaska up there. But
Alaska.
I'm impressed.
Incredible. Good job.
That was good.
Yay.
Impressed. You've learned.
You've gotten. You got 3 out of 4.
What?
You didn't get California. You didn't credit for
I
California.
didn't say Florida. I said Florida, California.
I think you said, is that Florida?
We can go back and check.
We'll go back to the tape.
At some point, we'll edit in the portion where she says the thing that she just said she didn't say. All right. Well, that's been it for the what I guess will be the final lunch break at Studio A. A bit bittersweet for me because like this was, I mean, literally, I drew this studio out on paper and I said I want this, and we more or less did it. We more or less made it, and that was. Really cool to see, and I think from there on we've sort of changed focus on what we do. You know, this was built more or less as a radio studio with some cameras in it, and I think since then we have progressed to be shooting into something more like a television studio. But I always have a soft spot for this studio because I liked it, and it always just worked because everything stayed plugged in and everything was just perfect.
Yeah.
And it was a really good studio, good workhorse of a studio. We could pack I don't know how many people in here. Macias, how many people did we get in here?
10 to 12 all around the table.
Yeah, all
like
around,
3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like 8 people at least.
Yeah, 8 or 9 we've had in here. Or just 3.
Or just 3.
Or just 3, the ones that matter.
Yes.
And 4 in the
control
I want to
room
leave out
too.
the control room.
Why, thank you.
Because I spent most of my time in that room there.
Really did.
So yeah, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the lunch break. Now we obviously have some editing to do on that intro. I think now we need to create maybe a new one, but
one that's a little shorter.
A little short, maybe.
We could do like a 15 second.
I like how many different transitions it goes through. There's like 4 different ramp ups. It's like you've got a little clip at the beginning, and then you've got a 30-second countdown, which has got music to it, and then you've got the video portion, which has got another piece of music to it, which again I mixed with like the sound of I think it was like a air compressor, or not an air compressor, but like an AC unit that's rattling is in there, and like a jet taking off, and like some other stuff going on, like somebody spinning up a nuclear reactor. I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff going on in that little piece of audio there.
We'll just do like a little update of it. We won't completely change it because it's still the lunch break identity. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel.
And nor should you.
No, it's because it was great how it was.
It is a perfect organism the way it is. But yes. We would like to do more of this, and I've got 2 wonderful, lovely co-hosts here that want to do it as well.
Yes.
And they'll bring some topics next time, probably.
Probably
sure.
so.
Of course,
come up
we
with our own lightning round.
Yeah, our own questions.
Lightning round. I guess that could be a standard of the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully this is not the last that you. Hopefully it's not the last you see of me. I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going, or where I was headed with that. But
jeez, man,
it's not the last you see of this format.
I'll do it my way.
I'll do it my way. And now the end is near.
I mean, the end is near for me.
I take the final curtain.
Okay.
Yes. So. In the future, hopefully on a regular basis, we will be bringing you more lunch break branded content with myself, and Sarah Macias, and Ashley Goodis, and Wyme. If you want to be running the show back there, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Not back there though, because it'll probably be in a different studio.
Yep.
And we'll figure it out as we go along. But until then, I did it my way. And that's all I have to say about that. I don't think we have any outro music, do we?
We'll just cut in the intro.
Okay.
We'll play it one more time.
Play the intro one more time.
Play it out.
Sarah, Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
Thank you for having us.
So much fun.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thanks to Josh, who joined us for a hot minute up there. Thanks to Wyme, who was holding this thing all together in true lunch break fashion. And we'll see you next time, folks.